I spent the last few years obsessed over one question. How do you actually turn social media attention into revenue? I read all the books, I tested countless strategies, and honestly, so much of it is just really overcomplicated. But these 6 books gave me the clearest lessons that I still use today for myself and for my clients. And I'm going to break down each one of those lessons really simply so you can start taking action today. First book is Cashvertising. So this is by Drew Eric Whitman. And the biggest lesson that I took away from this book is that people buy from emotion, not logic. So what that means is if your messaging or your marketing doesn't hit an emotional trigger, it's not going to push people to buy. And it usually comes down to one of a few things: health, wealth, relationships. So it really doesn't matter how logical your offer is if it doesn't speak to those wants and needs. Founders and business owners make this mistake all the time, and I get it. It's hard, right? Like you're actually speaking to people. What would make you want to buy this? Your bio, your content, your website copy, and especially your emails. They need to speak to desire first and then follow up with some logic. Book number 2, Dotcom Secrets, of course. So lesson number 2 is don't send people to your homepage. The main thing this book taught me is when you're going to send people to a web page or a website, it needs to be very, very specific in what path you want them to take. Websites can be really confusing and it gives people too many options. A funnel is a clear journey, one step that leads to the next rather than like a pick your own journey book. So instead of saying check out my website, you should be sending people to a destination that has one clear next step, whether that's book a call, fill out a contact form, or grab a free resource. Book number 3, and this might be the most eye-opening book I read. It was one of the first books I actually read. Marketing Made Simple. Lesson number 3, confused people don't buy. You have to speak to people very, very simply. Biggest takeaway from this book is the idea of the grunt test. If someone can't tell you what you do in 5 seconds, you're losing money. I'm sure you see it all the time. Websites that are just full of like flashy buzzwords, clever taglines that don't really mean anything. But you find the people that are actually successful, their headlines and bios are very simple. I help X do Y with Z. Like that's it. Very, very simple. I know exactly what you do, who you do it for, and how you do it. People are far more likely to buy clarity than cleverness. And book number 4, I had to get into these books. There's 3 of them. It's a series. I think $100 million offers. The first book in Alex Ramos's 3-book series, biggest takeaway is create an offer that is so compelling that people feel stupid to say no to. The biggest thing that I learned from this book is that it's not always about needing more leads. It could just be that your offer isn't good enough or your offer isn't compelling enough. And I think that's the case for a lot of businesses. Really, really ask yourself, is what you offer and how you offer it, is it communicated in a way that people feel stupid if they say no? The main principles behind this are stack the value hard, remove all risk, and make it faster and easier for the customer to achieve the results that your offer provides. And when you get that right, you don't have to beg for sales and people actually do feel dumb saying no. Number 2 of the series, but number 5 here, $100 million Leads by Alex Ramosi. The biggest lesson I took away from this book is, yes, we all know that attention is money. Traffic gets you money, but it's more about the right kind of traffic. So what that means is you don't need millions of views. You don't need hundreds of thousands of followers, but you do need consistent attention from the right people. So stop chasing virality. Start showing up regularly with value. If the right 200 people see you every week, that is enough to grow, honestly. And last but not least, his newest book, $100 Million Money Models. One thing Alex said during his book launch was that, the biggest issue with every business is cash flow, right? So this book helps you understand how to generate cash flow consistently. $100 Million Money Models showed me that you can have a great offer, but if your business model is broken, you're still going to end up staying stuck. So if you're only relying on one-time payments or if you're not charging enough for your services, you could still have leads coming in and still have a good offer, but your business will end up floundering. And that's why these systems matter so much. So these are the 6 lessons I always go back to when I think about how to turn attention into money. If you found any of this helpful at all, please hit subscribe because I plan on doing a lot more videos like this. And I want to help you as much as I possibly can.